Hi, cat. Come and get some mango, baby.
One, two, 1, 2, 3. Self-awareness is a superpower. My name is KathyLaDonna. Welcome to Soul and Vibration. I hope the free thinkers are doing well. And if you're not doing well, I'm happy to remind you that you are the most powerful person that you know. You are the most powerful person that you know because only you can create your reality. So September 2nd, 2022 is Venus Day because Friday is associated with Venusian energy. So on this day, the day adds up and reduces to the number 8 vibration. The day is the 2nd. So, when I think about Venusian energy, I think about the number 2, the second, which is the day, and the number 8 vibration. I just think about I feel like all those energies tie into marriage. Not saying that this is a day where anyone's getting married or engaged or anything like that. But even though when I look at the chart, it looks like a laser war happening between, the different transits and things like that, just focusing on the Venusian aspect of the day. And the fact that it's September, the number 9 energy, in September, dealing with the number 9 energy, the number 9 energy is an energy that likes people, likes getting together and connecting with each other. The second, the number 2 energy is a unifying energy. And then the day adding up and reducing to the number 8 vibration. Even though the number 8 could be such an authoritative energy, at the end of the day, its intentions is all about protecting and, the closeness and the connection of all who is involved. So on this day, the moon is still in Scorpio, and the moon is a part of a T-square, and the moon is a part of 2 T-squares. And, this is between the moon and Venus in Leo, and then Uranus conjunct North Node in Taurus, and also to Saturn in Aquarius. So when I look at everything that the moon is being challenged by, restricted by, or participating in, to me, it comes down to a feeling of basically securing one's freedom. I think of, say, Scorpion energy with the moon in Scorpio, and Scorpion energy is a fixed energy. And I was reflecting the other day on fixed energies, and even if you're not you don't have sun, moon, or rising in a fixed place, we're all pretty fixated on some things in our lives, one thing or the next in our lives. You know what I mean? And I was thinking about when we're fixated, how it takes time for us to get programmed and fixed in a certain way, and how it also takes a lot of time to unprogram ourselves and unfix ourselves in whatever way we're fixated in. And, when I look at the moon, in Scorpio and the access that's being made to it through the other planets, it's the one thing that I can think of is, it's like survival mode. Survival mode is what comes to mind when I look at the different placements and I look at what's happening. But on a positive note, Mercury is in positive positions, even though it is opposed by Jupiter in Aries. And, Mercury is in Libra, and it's being opposed by Jupiter in Aries. So to me, Jupiter and Aries opposing communication, meaning that, this is where we're speaking in a way that doesn't want to rock the boat, and it's being challenged by us being brave. It's bravery is being challenged when it comes to the way we're communicating. But what's positively aspecting our communication is wanting to get along and connect with other people. And the day says it, September energy doesn't like to rock the boat. The number 2 energy is a group oriented energy. And the number 8 energy talks about how well we can suppress and hide our, you know, what it is that we're experiencing, and just go within to like experience life on the inside, opposed to like showing whatever it is that we're feeling and going through on the outside out of fear of being judged by others. And also too, to like keep control of, like, to basically to be in control. When I think about being in control, like there is a grand trine that is being made to the moon, and that is between Pisces and Capricorn. It's Pluto in Capricorn, and Pluto is conjunct the part of fortune, and Neptune and Pisces. So it's like when I look at the aspects being made to the moon, you know, Pluto energy is transformative, and it's transforming our psychology when it comes to our careers, when it comes to our legacy and our place in the world. And when I say transform our psychology, it's like, think back of how we were taught, like, this is what we should aspire to. And with Pluto transforming our psychology around career, we're realizing that, like, I don't think I want that. It's like the question I'll ask myself lately whenever I get a burst of inspiration to do something, but the burst of inspiration to do something comes from a place of fear and not genuine interest in that thing. So I'll ask myself, if I was a billionaire, would I be doing that? No, I would not. So no, I won't do it. As a billionaire, I would be creating content here. You know, last night within our community, we met up on Patreon, and we were having conversations about just the energies and what's coming up and what's going on with us and things like that. And it's like, as a billionaire, I would still be meeting up on Zoom, because I'm meeting up with people who, you know, I'm meeting up with people who share similar interests to me, and we're nurturing each other by sharing our experiences, because, you know, someone shared their aha moment or a new realization that they had, and their aha moment and realization summed up my August. You know what I mean? So we're a reflection of each other, and I would still be doing that as a billionaire, just like I would still be creating content here, because I love this. You know what I'm saying? So that's something to ask yourself. Every time you get this burst of inspiration to do something, or you want to go back to school and start something, ask yourself, if money wasn't an issue, would I be doing this? But of course, like I mentioned, you know, in yesterday's message, of course, sometimes you got to make sacrifices in order to make yourself feel secure and stable, so you can start dreaming. You know what I mean? But if you're in a place where you can start dreaming, because maybe you have a job that you're not too fond of the job, but it pays the bills. Like, instead of going back to school to like take on something else just to get more, if this job is paying the bills and you're secure, how about like manifesting your ideal situation? Because financially it will pay. You know what I mean? That's the misconception that I think a lot of us have, that only certain paths will pay, but anything can pay depending on how much attention you're willing to put into it. What are you willing to put into it to make it grow? And not even just what you're putting into it, like your level of expectation and belief in yourself also plays a big part when it comes to that. You know what I mean? So it's like, make your next move your best move. Like, that's something that's coming up, you know, because with the slowdown of the planets, we're feeling like we need to commit to things and do things out of the name of more money and survival. And if you're someone who is in, say you're in a position where you have a job, like I mentioned, and the job pays enough for you to save money every month, it pays all of your bills, and you have a little bit of free time. Like, this free time could be put towards your side hustle, or, you know, help you to start conjuring up your dream ideal situation. Because with all the retrograde energy, like, it's helping us to like be more reflective. You know, everything is in our face, like I mentioned. And with the day adding up and reducing to the number 8 vibration, the number 8 talks about finances. So on this day, we can find ourselves like worrying about finances, and worrying about it for some, not because you don't have enough, but like with September, like, you know, like I mentioned in yesterday's video, this month can cause us to feel like we need to make investments in order to make ourselves more desirable, more respected, and more acceptable to others. You know, so whenever thoughts of financial issues come up, ask yourself, is this really an issue, or am I trying to compensate for something else? Like, that's something to really ask yourself, because I feel like a lot of people are in great positions and you don't even know that you're in a great position, because again, like, we were conditioned to like compare ourselves to our peers. We were conditioned to seek validation. So it's like you're probably in an ideal position to start like building on your dream future, which will take some commitment, which will take some discipline. But I feel like the biggest thing that it takes that most people don't realize is courage. At the end of the day, it comes down to courage, because without courage, the mind will come up with all these excuses and reasons to justify, say, going back to school and getting another degree and ending up in the same cycle you're in, or going and basically bringing you back to the same position you're in. You know, and I think about life and how, like, the whole story about the eagle and the eaglets, and how the mother eagle stirs up the nest so that the babies will fall, and in the process of falling, they learn how to fly. And I feel like I look back at my life, and when I would go to different salons at the time when, you know, I'm renting booths in other people's salons, and I remember, you know, they kept moving or closing, and I wanted something more stable, and I felt like the creator put me in these situations where the nets kept stirring up so I can fall and learn how to fly. And I feel like without those annoying and frustrating situations, I would have never had the courage to like create the experiences that I want. So when you're going through situations where you feel like you keep getting tried by your coworker, or you keep getting tried by your family members or things like that, just remember that this is the universe stirring up the nest, because the creator knows that I am meant to fly. Like, that is what you need to remind yourself whenever you feel yourself getting challenged or frustrated by others. Like, just know that they're angels there playing the villain role just so you can wake up to your power. And the card that we got for this, and yesterday's card was another wand card also. So you have the 10 of wands coming up for our energy for today. And to me, if you look at the person on this card, they look like they are carrying a heavy load. It's hard for them to see what's in front of them, and their back is all bent forward because this thing is heavy. But at the same time, if you look in the background, they are close to, you know, their destination. It's like, it gives me the feeling of like someone traveling in the desert for many nights and many days and feel like, when will I arrive? Just know that you're close to arriving to that solution, to that destination, to that opportunity. And to me, you know, arriving might be, you know, those bundles of wands that that person's carrying might be like the mental like agony that you've been going through every day, feeling overwhelmed, where it's like your mental health feels like it's under attack. And like I mentioned, I think in yesterday's video, it doesn't help when we're consuming foods that can attack our mental when we have a lot of other things to worry about. The last thing we need is for the foods to be attacking us mentally, attacking our gut and digestion. You know what I'm saying? And we also have a lot on our mind. When I look at that card, and it's crazy because yesterday's card was the 8, and then today we're at 10. So to me, it's like today coming to a resolution and a realization that might just be a new realization. It's like an aha moment. You know what I'm saying? So I just love how the energies are working, and they're always working for us, no matter how things may seem. So like, yeah, today is a day where you might be considering going back to school or considering your finances or things like that. But like I said, you know, put yourself in a position where you don't have to worry about money because your bills are paid, your needs are met. If that's downsizing when it comes to your living situation, or whatever it is that you have to do, or even being more disciplined with your spending, so you're taking on less hours at work, but you're able to pay all your bills and save a little. But the more time that you have now is to invest in yourself, invest in the thing that makes you happy. And if you want to know more about, like, you know, places that you might want to put your attention, pay attention to the kind of information that you consume the most. Pay attention to the community that you extract information from. Because wherever our mind is, like I always, you know, whenever I'm doing astrology or natal charts, or even for myself when I was in the beginning of trying to figure things out, wherever our mind is where we're consuming information, and where we're naturally becoming experts and self-educating ourselves in this information era. You know what I mean? So whatever community we're taking from is a community that you know, we're meant to pour back into. And then you pay attention to your moon sign, and wherever your moon placement is, it is important for that energy to be nurtured. You know, whatever your moon is, your moon needs to be nurtured in the process of doing that thing where your mind is always at. Because like for me, years in the beauty industry, like you would never catch me watching a hair video unless I didn't know something and I went to YouTube to figure out how to do this thing because the client is coming in. You know what I mean? Like other than that, like my consumption has always been psychology based, and I look at numerology and astrology as psychology-based content, stuff to help me to transform my mind, transform my perspective, and help me to understand myself on a deeper level. Because throughout my life, self-awareness was the thing that I struggled with the most. So I would seek information to like understand myself better. And now I'm just sharing my experience with you guys. Like I could go on longer. Like, I don't know, today, just talking to you guys just feels so good about, you know, September 2nd. Maybe that's the vibe about this day. It's like a day where you feel like you want to get around like-minded people and have these conversations and have these chit chats. It's like, because when I look at the planets and I look at like the squares happening to the moon, it's like, yes, it's like the inner world, it feels a bit like, you know, overwhelmed and overpowered sometimes when we think about our security in the world and things like that. But something about getting together with like-minded people just makes it feel safer. And with me, who escape through information, you know, food is one of my drugs of choice, but information is also a way of escapism. And with the day adding up and reducing to the number 8 energy, the number 8 is one that escapes through education, like going to college and taking courses and things like that is a way of grounding. But like the energy of us communicating and chit chatting gives me the vibe of like, you know, like basically being around like-minded like people, like I said, and escaping in the camaraderie of being around like-minded people. Well, you guys, this is your message for Friday. It's such a pleasure sharing it with you as usual. Like if you'd like to get your natal chart read, or if you'd like to join the book club or be a part of the meetup group, and also check out the exclusive weekly content that is for Patreon only, the link for the natal chart reading and the Patreon community is in the description box below. If you're here with me, I would love to hear about it. Please let me know by dropping me a pink heart in the comment box below, because I would love to hear from you, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.